Hey folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And today we have the anime Dororo from 2019. There will be spoilers. Alright, so now recently, as some of you might have seen, I have read the manga Dororo. Actually, the anime is how I found out about the manga. I saw clips of it and then I went searching. So anyway, I decided I want to read the manga before I watch the anime. So I did. Now there's also another anime from the 60s that they made, and I would like to watch that one as well. I hope it'll come out on DVD or as you Americans say, Blu-ray or whatever it's called. So I hope I'll get to do that. I would really love to see what they did back then. Right. So anyway, the story of Dororo is you have Hakimaru. Now after watching the anime, I think I finally learned how to say it accurately. Hakimaru. Now he was sacrificed by his father to demons in order to be the ruler of his land, and so the land would prosper. And so during the course of the story, we follow him, and along the way he meets Dororo. I still struggle with her name. So he meets Dororo, and they have adventures together as he searches for his... he not searches, but he goes and he kills demons, and after killing a demon, he gets his parts of his body back. So that is how our story goes. We followed them both on their adventures. Alright, now I don't know how the one from the 60s, obviously. Alright, so the differences between the manga and the anime. Well, first of all, the art style, definitely. Well, it's 2019, they made a new style for it entirely. But you can still recognize the characters very well. They just look different. Now, in the anime, which has, it has one season, which makes sense, and it has 24 episodes. Now, in the anime, instead of having to kill 48 demons, Hakimaru has to kill only 12. Only 12? Only 12 of them. And he's really nothing like he is in the manga. Yeah, the manga has got this personality and it's colorful and stuff. And this one he's more like, at first he's just very enclosed and not, kind of like an emo kid, to be honest. At least in the beginning. He doesn't commute, which is interesting why they did that. Now, in the manga, spoilers for the manga, too. Now, in the manga, he can talk to people's hearts. This is how he communicates. But in this one, it looks like he can't do it. He doesn't see you, but he sees the color of your soul. I don't think that's how, though, it was. No, I don't think it was like that in the manga. I don't remember that being there. So that's interesting. They made him this very enclosed kind of emo kid, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, he opens up as the anime progresses, but I do wonder why they did that like that. Not even giving him the ability to talk to someone's heart, at least. Because that's how he wandered the world, and, at first you couldn't tell all of his body was prosthetics. Because he would move his lips, and he would talk to your heart, and you would think he's actually speaking. So yeah, they made about his dad, the doctor, because he's found by this doctor who takes care of him. Now in this one, apparently the doctor they gave him some more story than they did in the manga. He was killing people for Daigo's army. Yeah, for one of the enemies. And at some point he couldn't, and we see that he tries to commit suicide by jumping off a cliff. But he doesn't die, and so he now builds prosthetics. He has an assistant who very much admires him because he gave him a new leg. But then later on, he finds out from a woman that brings her son, whose arm has been cut off by a samurai. He hears about the rumors and that the doctor actually killed his father. I still don't remember the name of the doctor. I'm sorry. So that that kind of actually goes nowhere. I mean, he confronts the doctor. He tells him he wants to kill him, and then the doctor wants to finish the arm for the kid, for the boy. He does that, and then his assistant just takes off the prosthetic leg, and that's it. He just leaves, using a stick, of course. And that was, I don't know, that just felt kind of pointless. Because it's not like they, brought him back later on or something. It just happened. I mean, it was heartbreaking for the doctor, but I don't know. I didn't see much of a point to that. I mean, you'd think after all the things in the war, the kid might understand that he wasn't really, enjoying doing that. Anyway, after that, shortly he finds Hakimaru. He finds him in a boat, and he sees that he's still alive, so he takes care of him. Another bummer is that they didn't include how Hakimaru grew up with them. How he built him a body. They didn't include any of that, which is such a shame. Again, because Hakimaru doesn't in the beginning or as a child have much of a personality. It's kind of, I don't know. I didn't really like it all that much. Now, in this case, somehow Hakimaru knows how to read. Okay, that's an interesting one. Because the doctor gives him his name by writing it in the sand. Okay? And also from a young age, again, Hakimaru kills demons, and then later he parts with his dad, who gives him a body and the swords and everything. Now in the manga, he left his dad because he couldn't, they couldn't live together. Demons kept being attracted to Hakimaru. So that's the thing with the dad. They also changed the story a bit with his family. Now, they made it in a sense deeper. For some reason, this one, his dad Daigo is a bit insane. Like in the manga, he was curious about Hakimaru, but in this one, he just wants to kill him because he's at fault that they prosper, but he's at fault that all of it is going away because he's claiming his body parts back. Which is, I don't think though it was like that in the manga. And now his brother has, the mom doesn't pay as much attention to him. So when Hakimaru was born, this goddess of, I think, birth and children, it looks like they have a statue of her in the room where his wife gives birth, and the head explodes. Because the goddess sacrifices herself, and the reason so Hakimaru keeps his head. That's why he doesn't die. Just a good explanation to that when I thought of it afterwards, because they took all his body parts, but for some reason there was still the head. That makes you wonder why. And there they took a lot more body parts, mind you. They took 48, and here it's just 12. So, I like that detail. And then they just, and in this one though, the midwife takes Hakimaru's body to drown him in the river, but it looks like he wants to live, so she puts him on the boat. In the original, his parents took him in a basket to the river. So in this one, his brother also has more personality and two friends that his dad saved from other samurai. The samurais are just the same dickish as they were in the manga. Assholes. So now he has two friends, a brother and a sister, that protect him, and they were there to play with him and study with him and everything else. I will admit I didn't particularly care for the parts of them together all that much. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was nice that they added more to it, but yeah, I didn't particularly care. Also, the changes with Dororo. I like the changes they did with her, though. And this one, she's not, she's not hand drilled on taking Haikimaru's sword, like she was in the first one. She really wanted his sword. And this one, she seems to be more more helpful than anything else. She travels with him, and they stay together. And I don't know, I enjoyed her a lot more in this one than I did in the manga, personality-wise. She was a lot more charming and less to get into beatings and all that stuff. So yes, though she still tries to, at the beginning, Aikimaru doesn't react at all. Although he does save her like he did in the beginning, how they met. Well, anyway, they continue. There's a lot of stories they didn't include in the anime, and there was some new ones that they added. We had one with the spider lady demon who falls in love with the human, so they run away together. That wasn't in the manga. It was nice, I guess. There's the girl that Hakimaru falls in love with, the one that lived with orphans. And this time they have a goal. She and the orphans, they wanna go live somewhere and plant rice. And she, it was kind of implied, but she does work as a hooker in this one. Not much choice in all these kids she needs to feed. It ends unfortunately just as tragically as it did in the manga. I was sad. But yeah, the Haikimaru is I don't know. I mean, in the manga he did spend some time with her, and in this one he can't talk. He got his hearing back at this stage, but he seems to very much like her song. She sings this song. So, I don't know. Could you say he was in love with her? I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, we also got Shark Boy. It was this kid. It's in the point of the story where... also, it's a bit differently with Dororo and her parents. In this one, she's I think she's about 4 or 5 during the events of where Itachi, her dad's kind of left right hand, betrays him. And so they begin to, travel, just the 3 of them. In this case, though, he's killed by other samurai instead of by guards of this rich lady. But still just as tragic. But in this one, they don't tell Dororo about the money, about the map that's on her. No, not that. They don't tell her about the money for some reason. There's this whole thing where her dad collected a lot of money so they could rebel with the farmers. So in this one, he drew the map to where they are. Half of it's on Dororo's mom's body, and the other part is on her body, which I don't know when they exactly did that. They don't show that part. So there's that. So yeah, there was Shark Boy. Is this guy who really wants to become a shark, and he has 2 pet sharks that he's been feeding the entire village to. Lovely. He also fed him one of his arms. That was the new one. At this point, Dororo and Haikimaru get separated. She's kidnapped by Itachi. He learns that she's a girl. He copies the map from her back. Um, and Haikimaru meets his father again. And one of his prosthetic legs is broken. And they have a talk, and he's, why did I save you? If your life is hell now. Yeah, but Haikimaru tells him he can talk better now. That he has someone by his side. He means Dororo. Yeah, so they have that conversation. And Haikimaru continues. Hakimaru. So then they all meet again at this cliff island. That's where the money is hidden. Also, the quickly about the family. His family really wants to kill him in this one. They're all like, your body has to be sacrificed. Really insane about it. Like his brother, full forces. His dad. We have to kill him because our land will die. And I'm sitting there yelling at the screen because I'm weird like that. It's your dad's fault, you moron. He's the reason you have this problem. He sacrificed the kid. Hello. I was pissed about that. Because where's the logic? They blame him for something the dad did. Like I said, don't make deals with demons, dumbasses. They always fuck you over in the end, after all. Anyway, back in the cliff, this time, unlike in the manga, they do actually find the money there. In the manga, that storyline never really went anywhere. All they found was this note that her dad didn't trust Itachi, so he left the money somewhere else, but after that, we don't... there's nothing more about it. And this time they find the money, and they meet the priest a lot of times. I enjoyed those parts. The priest was also interesting in this one, and he's, there's maybe an implication he used to be a samurai. Ooh. Well, anyway, he asks Dororo, what do you want to do with the money? And so she's thinking, and they continue to travel, meet more demons. There's one storyline, though, that went really dark there. There's this one, Lord Saban. In the story, he falls in love with this moth demon lady. And they have a baby. And he feeds travelers to the child. But in this one, all the villagers know about the moth demon. It looks like the moth demons came to help them. Their village prosper. And it's not as that detailed though, but it has a really tragic ending. Like really, Lord Saban, I think, commits suicide. So that went really dark, because in the manga, they defeat the moth demon, and Lord Saban goes back to normal. So, this didn't end well for him this time. And there's this one kid where they're in this wall between Daigo's land and another land. And that kid was killed, but in this one he doesn't, and he meets his mom again. I thought that was nice. Anyway, we start to reach the conclusion. Looks like at some point, there's this one incident where Dororo almost dies. They get kicked off a cliff by this sort of like chimera monster. And Dororo's hand gets stuck, and then water starts to flow, and Hakimaru can't save her, and you can really see the frustration on him in that one. So I wonder if that motivates him more to, go after getting all of his body parts back. Seems like another motivation of his is, I want my body back, it's mine. But she is right, it is his. So anyway, it all comes down to them, to the big fight. the right, they meet, they start a fight, and his brother's like, I will defeat you. But the thing is, he like fights him with his two friends. So how are you defeat him? You're all fighting him. Not exactly fair. 3 against 1. Well, luckily, Haikimaru's a good warrior. So anyway, they fight. In this fight, he cuts the hands of both of his friends. Each one of them loses an arm. Right, not hand, an arm. And they're saved because their father has sent someone to make sure that his brother is okay. They kidnap Dororo, and they send a horse with explosives to run towards Haikimaru, and both of them fall off a cliff. It's that same horse demon that was in the manga as well. She was still separated from her child, the horse, but and she also becomes a demon. But this time, it was really cool. Haikimaru rides her into Daigo's land, into his castle. That was freaking cool. I really enjoyed that part. And then the two friends of his brother, the sister, she goes up to the 12 demons because she can't fight with one arm, and it seems like they all make a deal, and both of them get Haikimaru's arms, and his brother gets both his eyes. Some weird shit, man, with that one. But it's an interesting thing. Haikimaru's mom helps Dororo out of prison. She helps her get out of there. And they meet some other villagers that are sick and tired of all the samurai wars and shit. Totally understandable. So then the fight begins to come into the climax, where they all Haikimaru defeats the two friends of his brother, gets his arms back, and then he and his brother fight. His father, the doctor, arrives. Dororo runs to the castle as well to help him. They fight in the castle, everything's on fire. They talk, and then Haikimaru gets the upper hand, but he doesn't kill his brother. But then one of the last demons, it's in the Hall of Hell, suddenly sends his powers there, and Haikimaru finally destroys him. His brother's lying, about to die and injured. Then their mom appears, and the doctor appears. And the doctor gives him a statue of, I think, some goddess of peace, and tells him, this is how I should have helped you instead. They get him out of there through the secret passage. And then his mom, his brother, his mom's like, don't worry, my son, this time I'm going to stay with you and always be here with you. And the doctor all die in the burning castle. That was interesting. I don't get why they did that. They just all stay there among the flames. And just, that's it. They just die. So there was that. Haikimaru and Dororo escape. The passage leads to a well. Haikimaru lifts her up, and they're pulled up by the priest. And then that moment, Haikimaru finally sees. And it's so cute. He looks at Dororo and tells her, "You're so pretty." And that still had some funny moments in the anime. It was quite cute. And then that's it. They're pulled up. During all of this, his father went to fight another clan. And then we see Dororo talking to those villagers that didn't want any more samurai shit. And she's like, I got an idea. We're going to, build our own stuff. because she has the money to actually do that. The priest tells her that's an interesting idea. Sorry, the blind priest. And I'm pretty sure in the manga they called him a monk. Anyway, meanwhile, Haikimaru goes to the Hall of Hell and meets his dad there. He doesn't kill him, but he shoves a sword through his helmet and then leaves the statue the doctor gave him and tells him that's not the path I want to take. And that is it. And then we have like this little bit at the end where we see Dororo as some years older and Haikimaru turning around smiling in a field of rice, I think. And that's where it ends. And it was, again, not the kind of conclusion I was hoping for. But, well, to be fair, the conclusion in the manga is also kind of, open. We know that 50 years later, the Hall of Hell burns. So from now, we can assume that Haikimaru finally got all of his body parts back. And that, well, that's it. That's the main thing we can assume from it. And I'm so bummed that we don't see Dororo or Haikimaru meeting again. Hakimaru, sorry. But at least in this one, there's the implication that maybe they did. I don't know. I'm not quite certain on that one still. If it's just like a suggestion or they actually do. I've heard rumors, read online more accurately, that there might be a season 2, which I kind of hope might expand on it. Maybe we'll actually see them meet. Like, the thing I don't get is here, in the manga, Hakimaru leaves to find the rest of his body parts. And he just leaves Dororo there. Like, that's it. This time she can't follow him anymore, for some reason. And that's like it, but it's understandable he still has many body parts to find. But in this anime here, he already found all of them. There was just 12 missing, and all the statues in the Hall of Hell are destroyed. So I am quite curious as to why just not really show us, well, actually I'm thinking about why did, show the Miti again. Oh, wait, sorry. In this one, Haikimaru goes on a journey to discover who he is. Well, in this one it makes sense. But still, why couldn't they give us a finale where they meet? Oh, another interesting thing. Well, I don't know who's gonna hear this one. Holy shit, it's already 28 minutes. There's this interesting bit here that what they did is that there's actually repercussions to Haikimaru killing humans here. Because in the manga, he killed quite a lot of men. But in this one, in him doing that, there's repercussions to his soul. His soul starts to be tainted red with with all the humans he has killed. So that was also a nice bit that they added. It looks like something is wrong with his brother's soul as well. Well, his dad was influenced by, well, not influenced, he had demons in him as well, so maybe that's why his brother's soul looked funny to him. I don't know. But I guess that was a nice touch, it's kind of repercussions to all the killings. And also the chance of Haikimaru turning into a demon. So yes. Like, and anyway, in conclusion, there were things that I really liked about the anime, and some things that I liked less about it. Overall, it's more or less the same story. Has some interesting decisions in this one, but overall, it's not bad. I think it's enjoyable. I mean, I really dug it. Finished watching it in like 2 days, man. That's how much I enjoyed it. But yes, overall it's not bad. I do want to see the one from the 60s to see what they did there. Well, how does it compare and all that. Alright, folks, so after all the blabbering, let's finish. So, if you want to check this out, I do recommend if you like demons and killings and all that type of shit. I think you'll enjoy this one. And that is it. Till next time, remember, don't sacrifice your firstborn child to demons or anything else. It will come back to bite you in the ass or demolish your empire. Just saying. Bye.